and for lending us your children all throughout the year to have fun, to learn new things, and I think you'll be impressed by the confidence and everything that they have learned this year. It is quite an undertaking to bring together 5 middle schools with all different performances into one cohesive show. And that I take 0 credit for. Ms. Quinn is the mastermind behind the show. So I'm sure she'll peek her head out from backstage at some point. But thanks so much to Ms. Quinn. And for students, you worked so hard. We're very proud of you. You look awesome in your costumes. You make up the set as well as the performers here tonight, so thank you for that. And also some special thanks to Miss, I'm going to call her Miss Law forever, even though she got married and she's Mrs. Hayes now. And Mr. Anthony Compitello, who are the audio engineers setting up our microphones, making sure we have good sound tonight, as well as to Ms. Mazio. Some of you may remember our G&T art teacher who retired, but she comes back to help out with the performances, as well as our new G&T art teacher, Mrs. Tobia, who is also around helping out. So it's always a group effort here at G&T, and we thank everybody involved. So I think we're ready. We're about to start the show. So I give you an evening of myths and legends.
Why are we here? Why are there seasons? How were the heavens created?
For thousands of years,
Humans have pondered these questions in order to make sense of the world.
The people of ancient Greece created stories called myths.
About 2,500 years ago, the Greeks were a very powerful civilization, and they controlled most of the known world. Their myths were about gods, goddesses, and heroes,
as well as natural events that cannot be explained. These myths also explore more difficult concepts, such as love, hate, joy, and sorrow,
even life and death.
The gods lived high above the clouds on Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece.
Tonight you will meet several of those gods and goddesses.
each god and goddess ruled over certain areas of the Greek gods. They possessed amazing powers along with immortality, and yet these gods had very human qualities.
They felt anger and jealousy, greed and love.
Many of the gods enjoyed interfering in the business of the mortal order.
Some gods were kind and helpful. Others were impatient and irritated by mankind.
But all the gods loved the hero.
And there were several heroes that completed epic quests, fought bravely in war,
And battled against hideous creatures. The Greeks believed in many gods and goddesses. The biggest and the best of these gods were known as the Olympians. There were 12 Olympian gods.
The most powerful of these gods were the big three:
Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. Zeus was the king of the gods and lord of the sky.
His weapon was a thunderbolt.
She hurled at those who displeased or defied him. Poseidon was second to Zeus in power. He was the god of the sea.
His weapon was a three-pronged spear called a trident. When Poseidon struck the earth with his trident, he caused tremendous earthquakes.
Hades was the brother of Zeus and Poseidon.
He was the god of the underworld and ruler of the dead.
Hades possessed the helm of darkness.
A special helmet that allowed him to become invisible even to supernatural beings.
Hera was the wife of Zeus and queen of the heavens.
She was extremely jealous and made life very difficult for many of the mortals that Zeus favored.
Athena was the daughter of Zeus.
She was the goddess of wisdom, military strategy,
And weaving.
Athena was also the companion of heroes during battles, and able to strength and courage in the fight. Aphrodite was the goddess of love.
She caused people to fall in love and appreciate beauty. Hermes was the messenger of the gods. He had winged shoes that allowed him to deliver messages quickly. There was Apollo,
The god of light and wisdom.
and Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Demeter was the goddess of grain and harvest.
And Dionysus was the god of wine.
There was Hephaestus, the god of fortune and fire. Hestia, the goddess of the home.
And Ares, the god of war.
There were over 300 other gods and goddesses.
They represented such things such as wealth and poverty, sleep and dreams,
Youth and old age.
Mercy and compassion.
sadness and grief.
Dusk, dawn, and rainbow.
The moon and the winds, and all of nature. These myths also included mythical creatures.
And terrible beasts.
There was Pegasus, a beautiful little horse.
And Cerberus, a three-headed dog who guarded the entrance to Hades.
There were centaurs and sea monsters.
And the Gorgon sisters.
With snakes atop their heads instead of hair.
The stories of the Greek gods are filled with magic and adventure.
Heroes and quests, mystery and suspense, and love. Don't forget about love.
Even though they are not worshipped as they once were.
References to these gods can be found throughout history.
And their influence is still felt today.
In science and medicine.
In literature and language. In art and sculpture.
In music and poetry.
And most importantly, in the myth. Step back with us tonight to a time when these gods truly live here. And enjoy their mighty tales, which are as immortal as they are.
Since the beginning of time, people have been struggling with the question of how evil and suffering first came into the world. The myth of Pandoras Box is one of the world's most famous tales and has been fascinating people for thousands of years. Learn how evil entered the world as we open Pandora's Box.
Long ago, according to the ancient Greeks, man lived a life free of pain and sorrow.
There is no grief, no war, no sickness, and no suffering.
That is, until Prometheus gave man the gift of fire.
Zeus, the king of the gods, was furious with Prometheus.
He banished Prometheus to the underworld where he would be punished forever.
Zeus was so angry, he decided to punish the humans on Earth as well.
Until this time, all mortals were men. Zeus decided it was time they had a woman.
He called Hephaestus, god of the forged end.
Zeus ordered him to create a new mortal fashioned after a goddess rather than a god.
Once Hephaestus was done, Zeus called for the gods to bestow gifts upon his creation.
Aphrodite gave her the gifts of beauty and charm,
Athena gave her gifts of weaving and spinning.
and Apollo gave her the gift of music.
Zeus called Epimetheus, brother of Prometheus, to his throne in Olympus.
How may I serve you, Zeus? Actually, I have a wonderful gift for you. I want it. The gift is the goddess has fashioned a woman to be your wife. I am to have a wife? Yes. Her name is Pandora. Thank you, fair Zeus. As a wedding gift, please accept this golden box.
He handed Pandora a box that shimmered with a mysterious energy.
Thank you, Zeus. It's beautiful.
Its contents are quite extraordinary. We will treasure it always. However, this gift comes with a warning.
A warning.
Yes. Its contents are so precious, so rare that you must never open it.
Never.
Absolutely not. We will obey you. I'm trusting that you both keep this unique treasure safe.
Yes, my Zeus.
Remember, you must never open it.
Oh no, Zeus, we won't.
What no one realized was that Zeus had also given Pandora a gift.
A gift that he had kept a secret, the gift of curiosity.
Later, Epimetheus and Pandora took the box home,
Epimetheus was very happy with his bride.
but all Pandora could think about was that.
What do you think is inside?
Zeus said it was extraordinary.
Is it gold, jewels, something magical?
Pandora, it must remain a mystery.
As the days went by, Pandora couldn't stop thinking about the box.
This is maddening. Day after day, the box calls to me.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Do you have any idea how hard that is?
Zeus told us never to open it, so we shall not.
Aren't you dying of curiosity?
I am not in the habit of disobeying the king of the gods.
Surely a little peek wouldn't hurt anything.
Turn your attention elsewhere, Pandora.
One day, when Epimetheus was out, Pandora picked up the box.
Holding it to her ear, she shook it gently.
She heard fluttering and whisper of voices.
One voice seemed to be begging for help.
Who's in there?
Another voice asked her to imagine the treasures inside the box.
I must know what's inside, but Zeus said it was forbidden to look.
Yet another voice taunted her, saying,
Aren't you curious, Pandora?
Yes, I'm filled with curiosity.
another voice whispered, go ahead, Pandora.
Suppose it can't hurt to open it. Just a little.
Pandora clutched the box in her fingers.
No one will know if I just take a peek.
Pandora released the golden latch.
She cracked the lid ever so slightly.
A hissing sound and foul smell emerged as the lid flew open.
The box did not contain treasure at all.
Out of the box flew every evil thing that had ever been created.
No! We're free, at last! Who are you? I am deception. Mankind will now have two faces, one false and one true. Humans will trap each other in webs of false compliments and phony promises. My followers will hide behind massive friendship and strike down those who trust them. With vicious lies and acts of betrayal, I will turn mankind's faith in each other into dust. I am beautifully dangerous. I am deception.
I am envy. I will bring out mankind's insecurities and make them long for things that they could never have. I will twist their thoughts into a never-ending spiral of misery and jealousy. I will manipulate the mortals until they believe that they can never measure up to society's standards. Confidence crumbles in the palm of my hand. I am envy.
I am war. Now humans will battle against each other. I will bring terminal destruction to lands near and far, giving mankind a gift of power and bloodshed. I will light flames of hostility in the world's hearts. I am the bringer of chaos. I am war.
I am anger. I am an uncontrollable fire consuming all in my path. Now mankind will be irrational and unreasonable. I will cause humans to commit rash decisions and commit reckless acts of rage. Harsh, hurtful words will flow from my followers' mouths like lava, burning the souls of those who hear them. Their fists will hold fury. I will cause my followers to be single-minded and blind, controlling them completely. I am savage. I am anger. Ha ha ha!
I am greed. Now mortals will have an insatiable hunger to present more than they need. I will be there in every selfish desire, whether it be wealth, power, fame, or riches. Mankind will lie, cheat, steal, and commit horrible crimes to obtain what they wish. But I have a secret. I will cause those who follow to have a bottomless pit in their hearts, which will never be filled, no matter how much they possess. I am endless hunger. I am greed.
And I am dead. Now man will not live forever. I cannot be tricked, or bribed, or outwitted. I will come to all humans at a time of only my choosing. I am inevitable. I am dead.
Oh no! What have I done?
Pandora slammed the lid shut, but it was too late.
Epimetheus heard Pandora's screams and came running in,
He gasped in horror as the creatures flew out of the window.
leaving behind a trail of black smoke.
What have you done?
I opened the box and all the evils of the world have escaped.
How could you? Zeus asked you to do one simple thing and you failed.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Your apology is useless. These evils can never be contained.
Suddenly, a golden light shone through the cracks of the box.
Something is still inside. I feel the warmth of its glow.
Pandora hesitantly opened the box again.
How beautiful was the baby.
You have played out Zeus's punishment to man.
Punishment?
Yes, for accepting the gift of fire from Prometheus. These evils will go out amongst mankind and cause much suffering.
You aren't like the others.
Who are you?
I am Hope.
Hope?
All is not lost, Pandora. Even though your curiosity will these terrible troubles into the world, the humans will always have me.
What can you do?
I will comfort mankind and help them bear the pain of the evils we've unleashed.
Thank heaven you are here.
I will give mankind the courage and strength needed to endure any troubles they face. No matter how bad things get, I will help people believe that things will get better.
You are kind and good indeed.
I'm more powerful than any of the miseries, for with hope there's power, and all things are possible.
And so, open out among the mortals.
For gifts available to all those with faith in the power of good and triumph over evil.
The ancient Greeks believed that originally the earth had only one continuous season, which produced never-ending, abundant crops. In our next myth, you will learn why the earth now has more than one season. Please enjoy the myth of Demeter and Persephone.
Many years ago, the seasons were not as they are today. It was always spring.
Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, was always happy. She had a beautiful daughter named Persephone, who was in charge of caring for the earth's flowers.
Down in the underworld, Hades, the god of that dark place, was very unhappy. He decided to visit his brother, Zeus.
Greetings, my brother.
Greetings, Hades. What do I owe this visit?
It is so dark and dull in the underworld. Fear is making me depressed.
What can I do to help?
The only thing that could brighten things up a bit would be a beautiful queen.
Yes, Hades. But what woman want to marry you and live in the underworld?
I realize.
Do you have anyone in mind?
Yes, I do. The lovely Persephone.
Demeter's daughter. Her mother would never allow such a match.
No, that's why I have a plan.
Hades told Zeus his plan to steal Persephone. And Zeus did nothing to stand in his way.
Back on Earth, Persephone was decorating the flowers that Hades had placed a bright red flower there as a trap.
Oh, I never noticed the strange red flower before. I must have it.
Persephone leaned over to pluck the flower. Up came the plant, leaving a wide hole behind.
Out of the hole leaped a tall figure in a flowing black cape.
Now you are mine.
Persephone was snatched away before she even had time to scream.
And the ground closed as quickly as it had opened. Demeter was frantic when her daughter didn't come home.
She decided to ask Helios, the sun god, if he knew what had happened to Persephone.
Helios, have you seen my daughter?
Yes, I have seen Persephone. We will not like what I have to say.
You must tell me everything you know.
Well, Persephone was painting flowers in the meadow.
Yes, go on.
There have been some rumors that Hades had taken a liking to your daughter.
What does Hades have to do with this?
I heard that Hades was planning to make her his queen.
I still don't understand why you're telling me this.
Demeter, I saw Persephone pick a strange flower in the garden. As soon as she plucked it, a hole opened in the ground and Hades emerged.
Oh no!
He grabbed Persephone and took her back with him to the underworld.
This can't be true.
I'm sorry, Demeter, but I saw it with my own eyes.
What can I do?
What is Zeus? He's the only one strong enough to force Hades into giving you your daughter back.
Thank you, Helios. I will.
Demeter made her way to Mount Olympus.
And charged her into the room where Zeus sat.
Zeus, Persephone has been captured by Hades. He's taken her down to the underworld.
Calm yourself, Demeter. This may be a next breaker for both Hades and Persephone.
Never. Persephone needs sunshine, or she'll waste away and die.
As Demeter was speaking to Zeus, a thought came to her.
You're king over all the gods. Did you know anything about this?
I admit, I did nothing to stop Hades. He is my brother, after all.
You will regret this, Zeus.
Weeks passed. Loud groans echoed from earth and filled the halls of Olympus. Zeus called for his messenger, Hermes.
Hermes, my son, tell me.
Yes, Zeus. How may I serve you?
You always travel between Olympus and Earth. What's going on down there?
Nothing is growing. The blazing sun has dried everything up. There is nothing green anywhere.
This is disgusting indeed.
People and animals are starving. Something must be done.
Blazing sun, you say? Helios?
Yes, Your Majesty.
You are burning all the crops on Earth. The mortals and animals are starving.
I do have observed this stuff in my head, but I assure you it's none of my doing.
Who could be responsible for such misery?
Who has the power to affect the growth of every green thing on Earth?
Demeter. She is terribly upset over the loss of her daughter.
And I'm afraid there would be more suffering unless you knew something, and quickly.
Zeus immediately sent her to Demeter.
Are you the one responsible for the famine on Earth?
Yes. Until Persephone is returned to me, I'll make sure that nothing grows.
Very well. I see that your daughter must be restored to you.
Thank you, Zeus.
However, if she is needed any food while with Hades, she must remain with him.
No food will have passed for this. I'm sure that she's been too sad to eat.
Then, I will send Hermes to the underworld to demand Persephone's release.
Yes, Zeus.
You must go to Hades and demand the release of Persephone.
I will go there at once, Zeus.
In the meantime, down in the underworld, Persephone had been spending her days with the Dark King.
Persephone, you are worth more than these jewels I've given you.
I won't take her gifts. I will never forgive what has done to me.
I've spun dresses made of gold and silver, made especially for you.
I despise you. I always will.
Please eat, Persephone. I've had my cook prepare the most delicious of meals.
Never. I won't eat until I return to my mother.
In another effort to please Persephone, Hades gave her a small garden. Before long, a strange tree filled with dark crimson fruit appeared.
One afternoon, Persephone grew especially hungry.
I'm so hungry. What could I hurt to eat just a little?
Persephone plucked a piece of the fruit.
It was filled with juicy red seeds.
I will only eat a few of these seeds. I have never tasted anything so delicious.
Just as Persephone swallowed the 6 pomegranate seed,
Hermes appeared.
Good day, Persephone.
Good day, Hermes.
I bring a message from your mother. She wants you home. I'm sure you haven't eaten anything during your stay here. Let's go. Let's go.
Hermes brought Persephone back to her mother.
One of his phantoms rushed to tell Hades about Persephone's escape, and that she had eaten 6 pomegranate seeds.
Hades and you even to use. Persephone has eaten 6 pomegranate seeds in my kingdom. She must return to me. This is law, Zeus.
You're correct, my brother. Hermes,
Yes, Your Majesty.
fetch Demeter and Persephone.
Once the woman reached Olympus, Zeus explained the situation.
Because Persephone ate 6 seeds of the pomegranate, she will return to Hades for 6 months out of every year. The remaining 6 months will be spent on Earth.
But my heart will break without my
Don't cry, mother. We must be happy for the time that I'm here with you.
I will be happy while you're here. I agree to provide a generous knowing to you when you return to me, and I'll show the humans how to stay food for the months when you're with Hades.
Very well. It is done.
And so it remains year after year as the seasons change from one to another.
The law is fulfilled as Persephone returns to Hades 6 months of every year.
And that is why there are seasons on the earth.
The ancient Greeks believed in a strong association between the land and the divine, and cities in Greece usually featured a patron god or goddess. Learn how the city of Athens acquired its patron deity in the contest for Athens.
A long, long time ago, a large city destroyed her king.
And he was part human and part snake.
He was also very proud of his city.
This city is growing stronger every day. We're all working together and have so much to be proud of. The king was a big god and appreciated their generosity.
He wanted to find a patron deity to stand for his hand.
2 gods were already fighting for this title. The pioneer in the hopes of King Chaos, they became even more.
I am Athena, goddess of courage and wisdom. I will be the perfect patron for your city, and I would be honored to stand for you all.
I am Poseidon, god of the sea, and one of the 12 great gods who sit on the table of Olympus. I will be the perfect one to stand for your city.
Athena and Poseidon began to have daily arguments over who was the best choice.
Finally, the king home and rose together. He pleaded for them to stop their fighting. Athena, goddess of courage and wisdom, and Poseidon, god of the sea, please stop this wisdom. Since you both want to represent the city, how do we decide who will name?
Surely it would be me. I would be the best representation of the city with my great powers and command of the sea.
Surely it will be me. I would be the best representation of the people in all my wisdom. I would encourage the people and protect them always.
You must be joking. I would be better at protecting the city than you.
What? Don't be foolish. Clearly, with my warrior talents and my keen intelligence, I'm the obvious choice.
Then we will fight till the end.
Oh, yes, we will. I am not afraid of you.
And these 2 deities almost did start a war over this shared desire.
King Chaos, please lead them once again. Please, we are so honored that you both want to let us through this, but we cannot have a war. I beg you, do not let war begin.
Athena, in her wisdom, heard his pleas and thought for a moment.
Then she came up with an idea.
We shall hold a contest. The winner will be named patron of the city, and this feud will be over. King Chaos shall be the judge and make the final decision.
I'm listening. Tell me more.
The contest will show which one of us can give the best gift to the people of this city.
Sounds reasonable.
We both carry strong powers and abilities. Let's see which one of us can give the best gift.
Yes, the people will decide.
Poseidon agreed quite quickly since he could not imagine anything more powerful than the sea.
He felt that there was no way he could lose.
I agree to this contest you suggest. The winner, as a grand prize, gets the city and the title of patron.
I agree as well. This way the people will prosper too. Thank you.
Very well. We shall have the day to decide and present our gifts this evening. By nightfall, we shall have a winner and a patron for this fine city.
The day went on and the people of the city were very excited. What would the gods offer them?
Finally, the time to present the gifts arrived.
All the people gathered to see the contest. It is time to begin. Poseidon, you will go first. Please offer your gift.
Thank you, good king.
Poseidon stood before the king and made the ground with his trident.
I give you the gift of the sea.
Just then, the place where Poseidon hit his trident.
Poseidon wanted to look at it
may it always bless you.
The people loved it and rushed to the spring.
But when they tasted the water,
They were shocked by its salty taste. As God of the sea, the only water, decided to control over the salty seas.
A powerful gift to you. Thank you, Poseidon. Now is the Demeter.
Thank you.
Athena was a lot less dramatic in her reputation.
She knelt down and threw something into the ground.
I give you a gift to this olive tree. It will keep you fed, supply oil for your lamps, and provide wood for you to build your boats and houses. It will always provide.
Suddenly, a huge olive tree came up from the ground.
Its beauty amazed everyone.
I trust this gift will be well received.
Yes, this gift is a tremendous resource for our city.
It's just a tree. I literally gave you the entire seed.
The people cheered for Athena's hand. They knew it would offer much more than salty sea.
You have seen both gifts. I think the choice is quite clear, but whose do you choose?
The sea is a wonderful resource for our city, but this tree will benefit us greatly in many ways. It will give us food, wood, and oil for many years. As king, I choose Athena's gift.
Thank you, King Cancross. It is my honor to be patron goddess of your city.
Our city is yours. We will show our loyalty by giving you healing. Shall we know that? How about Athens? And we shall always be in your debt.
Athena was thrilled to be named protector of the city.
And enjoyed the people's gratitude. Poseidon roared with anger and cursed the city.
How dare you choose her instead of me? I curse this city with water shortages and floods.
He hid his charter on the ground and returned to the sea.
Do not worry, good king. I will always protect this city.
Athena kept her promise and always protected the people of Athens.
In return, people built a beautiful temple in her honor.
With a huge bronze statue of Medusa's life. And the people would never forget the day that Athena became the patron of Athens.
Long ago, there was a remote island in the middle of the sea. On this island lived 3 terrible monsters called the Gorgon sisters. They were part woman and part snake. Listen to the tale of how one of these monsters came to be in Medusa and Athena.
As the patron goddess of Athens, Athena loved to live around her beloved city and admired her love.
She was very impressed by the Parthenon, a huge temple that had been built in her honor.
There was one person in Athens who stood out among the rest.
Although there were many attractive girls in the city,
Medusa was considered the loveliest.
I'm the prettiest of them all.
it was the truth. Medusa was the most beautiful girl in Greece.
Don't you think my hair is glorious?
Yes, you have the most stunning hair ever.
I think it glows brighter than the sun. What do you think?
No one has hair like yours, Medusa.
It brightens every room and place I enter. The sun is nothing compared to me.
Medusa couldn't stop talking about her beauty.
My eyes are greener than the sea.
Yes, you have the most stunning eyes I've ever seen.
The sea is nothing compared to me.
Medusa never got tired of admiring herself.
My lips are redder than the reddest rose.
They are red indeed.
How fortunate are those who lay their eyes on me.
When she wasn't busy sharing her thoughts about her beauty, Medusa would gaze lovingly at her reflection in her hair.
I can't help admiring myself. I am so gorgeous. Has there ever been such a reflection as mine?
Medusa went on and on and on about her beauty to anyone and everyone who stopped long enough to listen.
Until one day, when she made her first visit to the Parthenon with her friends.
Isn't this grand? The Parthenon is the largest temple to Greek goddess Athena in all the land.
It is grand indeed.
Yes, everything's amazing. Look at all these wonderful sculptures and paintings.
Everyone who went to the temple was astonished by its magnificence.
They were grateful to Athena, goddess of wisdom, for inspiring them and watching over their truth.
Everyone, that is, except Medusa.
I would have made a much better subject for a sculptor than Athena.
Medusa looked carefully at the paintings of Athena.
The artist did a fine job, considering the goddess's thick eyebrows.
Medusa imagined how much finer the paintings would be if they were someone as delicate as she was.
When she reached the altar, she sighed happily.
My, this is a beautiful temple. What a shame it was wasted on Athena. I am so much prettier than she is.
Medusa continued to compare herself to Athena.
Her friends grew pale and praying.
Medusa continued to imagine herself as a goddess.
Perhaps someday people will build an even greater temple.
heard Medusa gasp.
I can just imagine it. People would come every day to worship me.
All the people in the temple quickly began to leave.
Except for Medusa, who was busy looking proudly at her reflection in the large orange rose of the temple.
Suddenly, instead of her own features, it was the face of Athena reflected back at her.
Vain and foolish girl, how dare you disobey me? Medusa was shocked to see Athena standing before her. You think you're prettier than I am? I doubt it to be true. But even if it were, there is no to like the beauty alone.
What else could there be? Everyone wants to be beautiful. There is nothing more important than you.
While others work and play and learn, you do little but boast and admire yourself.
But Athena, my beauty is an inspiration to those around me. I make their lives better by simply looking so lovely.
Athena silenced her with a frustrated wave.
Nonsense. Beauty fades swiftly in all mortals. It does not comfort the sick, teach the unskilled, or feed the hungry.
Yes, Athena, but isn't my beauty just as important as those things?
I've had enough of this. I shall banish you to the farthest corner of the earth, and by my powers, your loveliness shall be stripped away completely. With that, Athena and Medusa disappeared from the temple, and Athena transported them to the end of the earth.
Medusa soon found herself in a dark and gloomy cave.
Great slither sound could be heard, and its black
Medusa's face had been changed to that of a hideous monster.
Her hair was twisted and thickened into horrible snakes that hissed and fought each other atop her head. Where are we? Somewhere where no one will look upon you again.
No, what have you done to me, Athena?
Your face is now so terrible that the mere sight of it will turn a man to stone.
To stone?
Even if you see your own reflection, you will turn to rock.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Medusa cried out for mercy, but Athena would not be moved.
Now, you will live here with the Gorgon sisters, so that no innocent will accidentally be turned to stone.
But why?
This has been done because of your pride. You have brought this on yourself. And with that, Athena left Medusa and returned to Mount Olympus.
Medusa did spend the rest of her days in misery.
Never again was she able to look upon her own reflection.
And the only companion she had were the Gorgon sisters and the snakes that constantly hissed around her head.
But the fate of Medusa will be a warning to all who dare to insult the gods.
In our next myth, we meet Arachne, a very talented spinner and weaver, but also so arrogant that she challenged Athena to a contest. Discover what happened when the powerful goddess accepted her challenge as we present the myth of Arachne and Athena.
One evening, Athena came to the house bringing some of the high priest.
Welcome to our workshop.
And who is this?
This is my granddaughter, Arachne. She loves nothing more than to read.
Athena examined the tapestry and Arachne.
Unfortunately, there has been no one to teach her since her mother died. My fingers are too old and I cannot help her.
What are you making, my dear? A picture of Athena. Oh yes, there's her shield. And what is this? Her purple yarn. It is said that Athena weaves the most beautiful tapestries. If you move your fingers like this, you'll be able to show the curve of Athena's arm better.
Like this?
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Don't you think my hair is longer than that? Athena cast back her cloak, revealing her shining and beautiful hair.
Athena.
Arachne, you're the most gifted mortal weaver I've ever seen. Thank you, Athena. I would like to nurture your talent. Would you like me to be your teacher? More than anything. So it shall be. A year later, Arachne's entire lesson were repeated for their children. Calista looked over at Arachne. Those grapes are amazing. They look edible. Athena taught me a lot about color. Your tapestry looks nice too, but nowhere as near as beautiful as yours. Sophia walked in with her shirt.
These tapestries are the work of the finest weavers in Greece.
This one is amazing. I can practically feel it splashing water. Who wrote this? I did. And this one with the table overflowing with fruits and flowers? That's mine too. Arachne's weaving really is extraordinary.
Remember, my grandmother was the pupil of Athena for 5 years.
Of course. How else could a person become so skilled? I will buy both and anything else you learn.
Are they though? People act like Athena just happened to choose me, like she might just as easily have chosen you.
That's a big factor.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant,
I know what you meant. It's all right, but I'd be careful if I were you.
careful.
The gods do not like it when their gifts are not appreciated.
Several words later, Richard came out of the workshop.
I would like to try this new tapestry. It's truly beautiful. Arachne, you must be so grateful to Demeter.
Grateful. Don't you think the reason I'm so good might have something to do with me?
I would say so. Only Athena could do better.
Enough about Athena already.
We must show respect to the gods.
Why? It's not like the gods are so perfect. The gods have handed down some cruel punishments, don't you think?
It is not good for us to question gods.
So we're just supposed to give them credit for all that we do?
How can you say that after everything Athena has done for you?
Who sits at my loom day after day? It's my hard work, my skill, my artistry. That's what makes me the best weaver in the world.
Like I said, only Athena could do better.
No, she could not.
Arachne, how dare you speak this way?
The gods do not take kindly to mortals who meet his foes.
I'm not afraid. Athena, I challenge you to a weaving contest.
Arachne's words hung heavy in the air as Sophia reached her life. Later, placed her Russian workshop.
I heard that we challenged the goddess Athena to a contest.
Before Arachne could reply, Athena decided the old woman off into the workshop and raised up the axe.
How beautiful. Thanks be to Athena.
Athena, again?
Now, dear, you should not deny Athena the recognition she is due.
What do you know about it?
With age comes experience. Ask Athena to pardon you. Tell her how foolish you were to deny commanding your gifts. Arachne, I really think you should listen to this woman.
My gifts are my own. If Athena had the courage to answer my challenge, you would see that for yourselves.
As you wish.
Her eyes flashed with anger. Athena shed her disguise. Arachne became very upset.
All right, Arachne, here's the terms of our contest. If you win, you will have the ridiculous glory you seek. Clearly, it is not enough for you to be the greatest among mortals. But know this.
As Athena spoke, her lips shut.
If you lose, you shall never leave again. History will remember you only as a foolish and ungrateful young woman, if history remembers you at all. Please don't forget this and walk away from this contest.
How would it look if I backed out now?
It would look like you came to your senses.
I'm sure I have nothing to worry about.
Athena and Arachne started running. Their fingers flew back and forth over their loop as ready to leave. Finally, the weavers took a breath. Arachne's tapestry was every bit as magnificent as Athena's.
My tapestry portrays the gods and goddesses in all their glory and power.
My tapestry depicts the gods and goddesses at their worst. You commit acts of cruelty, foolishness, and injustice with no concern for the lives of others, least of all mortals. It's about time someone showed your true nature.
Oh, Arachne, what have you done? Foolish, foolish girl. I hope you enjoy weaving that monstrosity, for it's the last thing you shall ever weave. You will pay the price for your arrogance and disrespect.
But I went fair and square. Your anger can't change that.
The contest is over. You have lost.
But how can I live if I cannot weave?
Please, great Athena, take pity on her.
Very well. I will show you mercy. You shall weave. You shall weave for all eternity, but you will do it as a different creature.
Soon, Arachne's body shrunk and turned into a black hole. Her lips to 8 lines. Arachne ran off the children quarter of her loop and began to spin a loop over to sit left. Arachne was, and still is, the best weaver of all time. Her art and skills live on her side. The spiders are who continue to spin their webs today. They're called arachnids in honor of Arachne. Look for Arachne, her beautiful webs and mergers to be tried to do. And so ends this world of her spider.
Our next myth serves as a warning against vanity and arrogance. It also explains the origin of echoes and why a particularly beautiful white flower can often be found near woodland ponds. Join us in a long ago forest for a myth of Echo and Narcissus.
On Mount Olympus, Hermes birds that allow the forest wind to make echoes. Zeus had assigned Echo to serve her.
I just can't stand it anymore. Something's got to be done. I can't even get a word in edgewise when she's around. She doesn't even give me a chance to talk to myself.
Every day, Sarah grew more and more frustrated.
I've tried everything. She knows everything, almost as much as Zeus himself. I hope Zeus doesn't mind me saying that. I mean, he does know everything. See what I mean? Where was I? Oh yes, being turned into a tree.
Echo never stopped talking.
She talked to her about everything and everyone.
The other nymphs, the gods, the silly things that mortals did or didn't do.
Hera tried to be polite at first.
But she found herself wasting valuable time just listening to Echo.
Hera tried talking to Echo.
Excuse me, Echo, if I can interrupt. Excuse me, my queen, did you want to say something?
Well, it's not even talking. You know I hate to say this, but you do go on sometimes.
Do I? I guess I do. You know, my mother used to say the same thing to me. Echo, my daughter, how do you do go on, she'd say. But she could talk herself, let me tell you. Once, when I was just a tiny nymph.
This is hopeless. Hera put up with Echo's chatter for a long time.
But one day her patience ran out.
Where's my husband? Where's Zeus? There's an emergency, and I can't find him. Has anyone seen him?
I've seen him.
I was afraid of that. Then on Earth, Echo had seen Zeus flirting with a few fellow nymphs.
Echo knew she couldn't let Hera know that.
So she kept chatting away with Hera.
This would give Zeus time to return to Olympus.
Zeus was just here a minute ago. Everybody has to take a break and relax now and then, even if Zeus is supposed to be on duty at all times. You know,
Just tell me where.
I had a cousin who was so serious all the time that he made himself sick. Oh, yes.
Enough! I can't take it anymore. Silence!
My queen, what do you mean?
I must put a stop to your babbling. Hera raised her hand and made this decree. From now on, your tireless tongue will rest. For all of us, even you, this will be best. For words you have never had a laugh, but now on, you only have the power to speak back.
Speak back.
That's my royal decree. Do you understand?
Understand?
From that time forward,
Echo was only able to repeat the last words that others said.
and she was bound to do so for the rest of the time.
As you can imagine, Echo felt terrible.
All of her feelings were bottled up inside her.
When she was concerned with Hera, Echo began to wander away from the woods.
One day she saw a handsome young man taking a wife.
This young man happened to be Narcissus.
It's a shame.
Echo's mood lifted immediately.
It's a shame that the world is just so full of, how can I put it, average people. It's just impossible to find anyone who even comes close to my standards.
Narcissus had been told by absolutely everyone that he was good looking.
This made him only interested in one person.
Himself.
When Echo saw him, she fell hopelessly in love.
She followed closely behind him as he wandered in the woods.
But she was careful not to reveal herself.
Of course, she wanted to say something to the young man.
But she had to wait for him to speak first.
Suddenly, Narcissus thought he heard someone moving in the bushes.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Come out.
Come out.
Oh, so you're playing a joke on me? Well, I won't have it. Show yourself this instant.
This instant.
Silly girl, I suppose you're so awestruck by my handsomeness that you've lost the ability to speak properly. Surely you love me?
Love me.
Love you? Never. No one is good enough for me. How dare you love me?
Love me.
Oh, please just leave me alone.
Alone.
Just go away. Be gone.
Gone.
With that, Echo ran into the woods.
Narcissus walked in the forest talking to himself.
Imagine that girl thinking I could love her. Ha! She's just like all the rest. Oh well, who can blame them?
Suddenly he found himself in front of a lovely pond.
I think we'll have a drink.
Narcissus leaned over to drink from the pond.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
As he bent over, he saw beautiful image in a crystal clear water.
Narcissus became mesmerized by his own reflection.
He sat next to the pond, gazing at himself.
And that's just how he spent the rest of his short life.
Sitting by the pond in love with his own reflection.
In the spot where the young man spent his last days,
There grew a flower that now bears his name.
Echo never stopped loving the handsome Narcissus.
When he died, she fled to a nearby cave.
She spent the rest of her days mourning the handsome young man.
And to this very day,
You can hear Echo's voice in caves all around the world.
in the myth of King Midas, we meet a greedy king who's given the power to turn everything he touches into gold. Although this may seem like a dream come true, it was anything but. Travel with us to an ancient kingdom and discover how King Midas gained the golden touch.
King Midas spent every day in a room overflowing with treasure.
There were piles of glittering diamonds,
Stacks of twinkling sapphires.
and mountains of gold coins,
King Midas was the richest man in all the land.
and loved nothing more than to count all his treasures.
But he wanted more, always more.
King Midas had a beautiful young daughter named Marigold.
Marigold, my dear, I bought you another beautiful dress and new jewelry. You must display your riches.
I love you, and I thank you for these gifts, but I'm not happy wearing them.
What? I don't understand you, child.
Please, come explore with me, and we can smell the beautiful flowers in our garden.
Oh, no, I don't care for flowers.
Maybe you can take a walk in the woods, and you can hear the birds sing.
Marigold, go play. I must stay here and count my treasure.
One day, King Midas' advisor brought a woman to the throne room.
She appeared to be confused.
My king, this woman was found wandering in the woods outside the palace. Where am I? Where did anyone go?
I believe I recognize you. Are you usually with Dionysus?
Yes, I am. I'm his advisor, Celeste.
That's right. Last I heard, you were on with Dionysus and Screw.
Indeed I was, but I told me no time back, and they left me behind.
How unfortunate.
I did not know where they went. Do you suppose you can find them?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you, good king.
Send out a group of scouts to find Dionysus.
Yes, my king.
In the meantime, we will honor you with a great feast.
I love a good feast.
Midas did indeed provide a wonderful feast for Silenus.
The king ordered his cooks to prepare their most delicious food.
Delicacies from throughout the kingdom graced the king's table.
And the very best musicians provided music for dancing and singing.
The next day, Midas received word that Dionysus had been found.
He was brought to the palace and reunited with Silenus.
Our scouts have found Dionysus.
Where have you been? We thought you were straight into the oven.
I got lost, but then King Midas here fed me and sheltered me.
Thank goodness.
What a feast we had last night. The lentils, the dates, even the honey cakes. Say, why do you have more of these delights? Come with me. I'm sure the kitchen has plenty.
As a reward for your kindness, tell me your heart's desire, and I shall grant it.
Gold is what I cherish most. It brings me happiness, and what could be better than more happiness?
Midas thought for a moment.
It's my heart's desire that everything I touch will turn to gold.
What a terrible wish! Please choose something else.
I cannot, for it is my heart's desire.
Then what will you do with your gold?
I will treasure it, of course.
You humans. Very well, I will grant you your heart's desire.
Dionysus touched Midas' shoulder and quickly left him.
King Midas looked down and noticed.
The sleeve on my robe, it's turning gold. And my sandals, everything I'm wearing is pure gold.
He was elated. Everything he touched turned into a rigid golden metal.
Just then, his daughter Marigold entered the room.
Hello, Father. I thought you might be hungry. What's with that stiff robe? It doesn't even move.
It's gold. The gods have given me the golden touch.
The golden touch?
Yes, now we may have anything in the world that we want.
Oh, dear.
King Midas has never felt happier.
The king beamed with joy.
I shall turn all of the chairs and plates in the palace to gold.
When King Midas took a drink, the liquid turned into a lump of gold in his mouth.
What is this? There's a stone in my drink. How could this be?
He reached for an apple, and it too turned to gold.
No, not my food. I do not want my food to be gold.
Midas was terribly upset and called out to the gods over and over.
Marigold wanted to comfort her father, so she placed her hand on his arm.
What happened? Will you never eat again?
At that instant, her cheek became cold and her skin grew golden.
The king drew away in fear and looked at his daughter.
She had turned into a hard, golden statue.
Please, great Dionysus, take this awful wish away. My daughter is my real love, and she's just a statue now. Please, everything I touch turns cold and lifeless.
I have heard you, Midas. Do you still care so much about gold?
No, please give me back my little girl.
Will you leave your treasure and take in the beauties of the world? Will you walk in the woods with Marigold and open your hearts to the gifts of nature?
I will. Yes, I will.
Then take a pitcher to the river and bring back some of its sacred water. Pour the water over everything that is turned to gold and only undone.
Midas rushed to the river and returned with the water.
As soon as the sacred water touched Marigold's skin, she was restored to her former self.
Father, I just had the strangest dream. I dreamt that I could not see or speak or...
My dear daughter, never mind. That is all over now. Let us celebrate with a large feast, and when we are done, will you take me on a walk to see the flowers in the forest?
I would love to. That would be wonderful.
They walked together in the gardens every day, and King Midas found more happiness than he ever thought possible.
He learned to love nature more than a large
For the king had learned that love is what makes a person rich, not whole.
Some might say our next myth, the Judgment of Paris, describes the very first beauty contest in history. Unfortunately, the outcome of this contest was terrible and caused the Trojan War. Please join us for the Judgment of Paris.
On the great mountain of Olympus, nothing was more exciting than a wedding.
Everyone had gathered for the union between Thetis, a Sean, and Peleus, a mortal.
Everyone except Eris, who had not been invited.
Eris was the goddess of discord.
And she loved nothing more than to cause trouble.
True to her nature, Eris snuck into the wedding hall.
Eris pulled from her pocket a golden apple. Engraved on it were the words, "For the fair, this should get him go."
Careful not to draw attention to herself, she placed the apple among the gifts for the newlyweds.
It did not take long for Aphrodite to come.
What a marvelous apple! And look, it's engraved. For the bears. So he has obviously placed his gift here for me. How could you be so sure? Well, it's obviously not here for you. And why wouldn't it be? Beauty is not commonly associated with warriors. Excuse me, who do you think you're talking to?
Ladies, I have a simple solution to this problem. I am the queen of heaven, so naturally the apple will be free.
Oh, please, this is foolish. The apple is mine.
Can we hand over that apple? Your punishment.
I most certainly will not.
Since this was going to be no easy discussion, the guests had started to feel a bit awkward and left.
The wedding couple left. Their day.
Eris laughed to herself.
My plan is working perfectly.
The three goddesses went to Zeus and begged him to decide who would receive the golden apple.
Zeus became angry over the fighting and refused to give the apple to any of them.
The goddesses demanded that Zeus find someone to judge which of them deserved the golden apple.
Zeus looked down upon the earth. Where would he find a suitable judge?
Zeus chose a young man named Eris, a prince in the kingdom of Troy.
Zeus warned the goddesses to be careful and not let any harm come to the prince.
The three goddesses descended to earth where they found Eris.
Mortal prince, do not fear. We are the goddesses from Olympus, and we have a bit of a task for you.
Eris was terrified, but he knew he must obey the goddesses.
I will do whatever you wish.
We have been having a bit of a disagreement, and we want you to settle.
Me?
We will each present ourselves, and you, Paris, will decide once and for all who is the fairest between us.
I shall try.
Paris waited for his next order.
I am the queen of heaven. I shall go first.
Hera was stunning and smelled of the finest perfume.
Young prince, choose me in this contest, and I'll make it worth your while. I will make you the king of many lands. I will give you power beyond your wildest dreams. I know power and I know how to get it. Choose me as your lives.
Excuse me, what are you saying over there? You've had enough time.
I am finished.
Hera backed away from Paris.
Now is my turn.
Athena approached Paris. Her beauty shone forth. She smelled of grassy meadows, fresh and breathtaking.
Brave prince, choose me in this contest. Many countries envy the treasures of Troy. What can prevent these countries from invading you? Think of your family. I am the goddess of war. It is in my power to make you a victorious warrior who will win every battle.
What lies are you telling this book?
Your time is up. It's my turn now. I'm finished.
She retreated, her lips parted, a celestial smile.
Aphrodite approached next. Her face was the most glorious thing Paris had ever seen. Truly, she was the goddess of love.
Don't be fooled by the others. I can see what you truly want. What else would a young, handsome man such as you want? Love. It's what I do, gorgeous prince. If you choose me, I shall give you the hand of the most beautiful woman in the world.
Paris's heart stopped. His desire did not rest with glory and power, but with love.
Aphrodite felt this, and she smiled smartly as she walked away.
I hope you did not promise something you cannot deliver. On the contrary,
Forgetting that he was in the presence of immortality, Paris interrupted the goddesses.
I have made my decision.
Remember, we are powerful. To offend us would have great consequences.
But it did not matter to the Trojan prince. He had found the desire of his heart.
I choose Aphrodite, goddess of love.
Fool, I knew you were worthless. I will remember this when you call upon my name. May your kingdom crumble.
With that, Athena left in a huff.
How dare you treat the Queen of Heaven this way? Whatever creature you have, I will do everything in my power to make it stop.
Hera, too, was gone in the blink of an eye.
Only Aphrodite was left, holding a golden apple, a smile, and triumph on her face.
You have made a wise choice, Prince of Troy, and I will bestow my reward upon you. Prepare yourself. I will return momentarily to tell you how to claim your prize.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Helen was already married to the king of Sparta, but Aphrodite knew that she could not break her promise to Paris.
Paris sailed to Sparta and convinced Helen to leave her undesirable husband and come live with him in Troy.
On Olympus, Athena and Hera confronted Aphrodite.
You fools, don't you know what you have started? All's fair in love and war. Exactly. Once Paris was destroyed with Helen, his father, King Priam, will have no choice but to protect his son. I can protect his son.
Can you? We shall see about that. You and your foolish ways have angered me against these children. I will send all of Greece after you two lovers.
As will I. It's not right what you've done. You two don't frighten me. Paris is brave and handsome. He will fight for Helen.
He will die for her, and I shall laugh as the crows pick his bones.
Are you so sure? All of Olympus will soon be in an uproar.
This time you have gone too far.
We'll just have to see about that.
So what do you think of Athena? Will Aphrodite be remembered as the fairest of them all, or the destroyer of heaven?
The goddess of death, I say.
Let the battles begin. I am ready.
And so the chain of events was set into motion. The greatest war of man was about to begin.
The face that would launch 1,000 ships had been taken.
The fairest city ever built would be under attack, and thousands would die.
And to think, it all began with a simple apple.